Hello there, Puddles. How are you? Good, I hope. Today we're going to be playing a game called Dark Nights, and I'm really looking forward to it. I have no idea what's going to happen in this game. So let me make sure that is live chat, not top chat. I always forget to change that over. I'm still getting used to the YouTube streaming thing, so bear with me. Okay. I hope the audio is not too loud. I was having trouble getting the audio to be loud enough, so it might be a little too loud now. We shall see. We're gonna get right on into it. I'm looking forward to seeing this game, and yeah. So let me. There we go. Boop. Alright. So let's get this party started. Let's see. Oops. I should have gone home sooner. My shoes are getting soaked. Everything is so boring these days, and I keep losing track of time. Staying at home does not help, so I often go out. The library is one of my favorite places to visit because it has so much for me to discover. Even then, there's a limit to what I can do there. I wish something interesting would happen in the village every once in a while. Anything that would kill this boredom. I often pass by this mansion during the day, but this time it catches my attention. I wonder when the last time anyone visited this place was. No other house in the village looks as lonely as this one. From afar, it looks grand, and if I had to guess, it was probably built over 2 centuries ago. The atmosphere changes as soon as I approach the house. The whole building is surrounded by a veil of thin mist. All the plants in the garden have been taken over by weeds. Behind the trees, I notice an empty fountain with a fairy statue in the middle. Its expression makes the environment even more depressing. No matter how you look at it, this place has an incredibly mysterious aura. There's something new to discover with each gaze around the premise. Some of the windows are broken, and the door is locked with heavy chains. My feet are starting to get cold, drawing attention to my wet socks. I have to come back another time if I want to explore. As I'm about to turn around, I see a shadow move behind one of the windows. I try to focus on it, but it's already gone. It's as if nothing... It's as if nothing ever happened. Huh? Was that a person, or was it just my imagination? I continue staring at the windows, but nothing else happened. Even though that was strange, I'm more curious than freaked out. Anyway, I don't want to stay in the rain any longer than necessary. My mind is clouded by thoughts of the mansion. Class starts soon. The first hour in history. My least favorite. Does not take long for me to doze off. I'll just take a short nap until class is over. I won't miss much anyway. When I finally opened my eyes, school is already ended. I slept through all of my classes. I should be reprimanded for it, but my teacher, Mr. Blanchette, does not usually mind. He gives me special treatment because he knows I live alone, and there's no one for him to rat me out to. Perhaps I should not do that too often. My classmates look at me with resentful glares. I notice assignments laying on my desk: history, chemistry. Mr. Blanchette gave us more homework than usual. It can't get any more boring than doing the same assignments over and over again. It seems like the other students have already gone home. My friends didn't even bother to wake me up. I'll get back at them for this. Now I feel too lazy to get up. Once I'm ready, I start to head home. Even though I'm walking on the main road, no one is around. It's unusually quiet today, and after what Leoji told me, I'm feeling especially on edge. My footsteps echo in the silence of the empty street. When I hear another set of footsteps, I glance back, relaxing when I see it's only a boy from my school. I look up the cloudless sky and yawn. Even though I haven't done anything today, I feel so exhausted. I want to jump back into bed. I take a few turns. It might be a coincidence, but the boy behind me seems to be following me. I've been walking very slowly this entire time, so he should have passed me by now. I should test him. There's an easy trick to find out if someone's following you or not. If I turn 3 times clockwise or counterclockwise at forks in the road, I'll walk in a circle. If the other person does that too, it means they have no destination. I enter a small alley. I take a turn. I turn once more, and again. Now if he's still following me, I know it's not just a coincidence. Right on cue, I hear the boy's footsteps behind me. That guy's still following me? That sure is interesting. I speed up, trying to get him off my heels by taking more turns. All of a sudden, my arm is grabbed. Abruptly stop and turn around, it seems that my stalker has caught up with me. Oh, he's just a first year. Hello, we don't know each other, but we go to the same school, and I just wanted to ask you something, what is it? Well, will you go out with me? No. Silence. To break the ice to say, my answer is still no. Please? The boy keeps holding on to me even when I try to pull myself free. Frustrated, I violently tug my arm away. This guy's attitude is really creeping me out, all the more reason to refuse him. He doesn't seem to know when to give up. What a brat. Sorry, forget what I said. Give me another chance. Let's start out as friends and get to know each other better. The boy grabs my other arm and pulls me closer. He's getting more forceful as he tries to keep our conversation going. Without warning, I knee him in the stomach. He yelps and doubles over, finally letting me go. Ow! Ow! Don't make me repeat myself. I'm sorry, please give me another chance. Is he a masochist? He reaches towards me again, but I step aside and grab his arm first. Skillfully, I seize the other arm and fold them behind his back. When I speak again, my voice is stern. Try that again, and you won't live to regret it. I never expected a small girl like you to be so strong. I mean, yes, ma'am. If you understand, then go. With a sigh, I release the boy and watch as he runs away. I hear him mumble something inaudible before he disappears down another street. First years are always so troublesome. He called me a small girl, even though he was small himself. People like him will always stay persistent unless I'm clear with them. Maybe I should report him to administration. Well, I probably roughed him up enough to teach him a lesson. Once I get home, I go to my room. I put my bag on the desk and I drop down onto my bed. As usual, the silence in my house is so heavy I can feel it making my shoulders sag. I live alone because my parents work overseas. They're usually busy, but still call me whenever they can. It's not like I miss them, but it's boring to always be alone. I used to have many hobbies, but as soon as I grew up, they started to feel pointless. At some point, they all became repetitive. I do not want to spend my life in an endless cycle of the same routine. As if I'm not doing that right now. For the time being, I will just stay as I am. This village has always been quiet, aside from some holidays every year, or the same holidays every year. There's not much going on. I wish something exciting would happen. Actually, perhaps I can make my own excitement. I can try something new. Unless my fate has already been decided for me. If I could, I would rewrite this boring village. I think I forgot something. There was something I wanted to do. Ah, that mysterious mansion! Oh. Back. I'm too sleepy right now. So tired. My eyelids feel heavy, and before I know it, I'm fast asleep. Next day. Dolly! Dolly! What is it, Ikia? Did you get into a fight with another student yesterday? Why do you ask? There's a rumor that you roughed up a freshman yesterday for no reason. Seriously, that brat. I should have reported him. Of course I'm on your side. I don't believe you would do such a thing. A part of it is actually true, but to be fair, he was stalking me and being very forceful, so I simply defended myself. A dark-haired boy walks towards us. His name is Ryoji. Like Ikia, I met him in the primary school. Sorry, I keep left-clicking. Or right-clicking. And that brings up the menu. Like Ikia, I met him in primary school. Dolly, there's a difference between self-defense and assault. I doubt Mr. Class President will ever understand. Ryoji, you really do remind me of a wild rose. If I grew roots in this place, I'd die of boredom. Oh, that reminds me of that time 2 years ago. You know, when you beat up those seniors? It wasn't like I wanted to do it. Besides, I only got involved because they started hazing all the freshmen. It's not my fault I couldn't hold back. Try to be nicer to your fellow students. Fine, I'll do my best. You should care more about your reputation. Aren't you afraid that you won't be able to make friends now that the rumor is going around? I didn't intend to make friends with the freshmen anyway. You always seem bored. Meeting new people or falling in love would make your life more exciting. No comment. Shortly afterwards, we begin to prepare for our trip to the forest. Our history teacher will be our guide. He supposedly wants to show us the class a monument we learned about in class. He claims the pictures in the books are nothing compared to the real thing. The monument we will be visiting is only a 15-minute walk from our school. Ikia is clearly not looking forward to this trip. She's been holding my hand tightly the whole time. Everyone, don't stray from the path. You don't want to get lost here. Make sure not to disturb the wildlife either. I guess this field trip turned out to be more educational than I expected. I've never seen this place before. Well, not recently. I got lost during a class picnic once when I was in primary school, and this looks different from what I remember. Ryoji, have you heard about the demon in the forest? Yeah, everyone in my neighborhood is talking about it. Apparently the rumor started after this tourist went missing on a trip there. Do you think they're true? I don't know. I've never seen a demon before. Don't they only exist in legends? They say there's truth behind every legend. This village has many tales, but I doubt they're all true. If it's true, I hope our little demon friend doesn't eat people. Even if it does, it wouldn't eat you. You'd taste too bad. Ikia punches Ryoji. Well, ow, I was kidding. Ikia giggles at his reaction. Why is the school taking us to a forest where a man-eating demon freely roams around anyway? The teachers don't believe the rumors. They think it's just a media stunt, and I know this because my dad told me. I guess we'll have to see what happens. There's one thing I would like to warn you about. What is it? It's not public information yet, but recently a few villagers went missing in the middle of the night. No trace of them has been found, and they just vanished. Oh my goodness! For real? I sure won't be walking around alone again. If we're headed to the same direction, I can walk you home. You could also ask your brother to pick you up. My brother? No, not him. Why? He's from the elite class. He stands out too much. Well, if all eyes are on you, no one's gonna make a move. But being picked up by a kindergartner, sorry. But anyway, even though this news hasn't been officially released yet, you two should be more careful. I don't want my friends to get hurt. I'll be fine. Anyway, should we ask Mr. Blanchett about the demon rumor? Don't mention that, you're ruining the mood. Let me ask him. We eavesdrop on Ryoji's conversation. Excuse me, Mr. Blanchett? Do you know anything about the demon rumors? Oh, Ryoji! Well... The teacher lets out a sigh and scratches the top of his head. You don't believe them, do you? Not in the slightest. This forest is home to many different species of animals. Some silly people probably mistook one for a demon. Besides, there's no proof of their existence. The legends about the forest were just stories made up to scare the children. What about the missing tourists? Would you call their disappearance a coincidence? I don't think they disappeared. I think it's very lost to get words. I can talk. It is very easy to get lost in the forest without a map or guide. That's what probably happened to them. Our rescue team will find them soon. Just stay with the group and you won't have anything to worry about. I see. What did Mr. Blanchett say? He believes it's all made up. I don't believe a thing about this demon. Still, rumors have piqued my curiosity. There is at least a grain of truth to every story. Something must have caused the villagers to feel restless. you guys think about doing a little expedition of our own? That sounds interesting. But those missing tourists, what if we get lost too? Don't worry, I have a map. We can always signal for help with a torch. Really? You'll set the forest on fire with that. Why would you even have one of those? This isn't the Middle Ages. Just kidding, I've got a phone with me. Can you even get a signal out here? Mr. Blanchette will... don't worry, Ikia. I'm sure everything will go smoothly. If anything does happen, you can blame it on me. Sure, but that doesn't guarantee our safety. Stop overthinking it. What are the chances of anything bad happening? Oh my god, famous last words. It'll be just like a walk in the park. Worst thing that could happen is us getting lost. Of course that'd be the worst! Don't tell me you're planning for it to happen. Nah, it just occurred to me. I haven't been into the forest in a while. This place looked worse in my memories. Yeah, this place looks too nice for a demon to live in. While we're here, we can look for the missing tourists. Well, I'm up for it. Come with us, Ikia. I think it'll be fun. Fine. Everyone gather together, let's go. The students line up in small groups and the teacher makes sure everyone is present before moving on. Psst, when would we sneak out? Let's head to the back of the line. You won't be able to see us there. As the group follows the path, we go the other way. A few minutes later, we end up at a fork in the path. Look, a crossroad! Which path should we take? According to the map, the right path goes farther into the forest, while the left one leads to a waterfall. Let's go to the waterfall. I don't think there's anything interesting among more trees. Anyway. Excited, Luoji skips ahead. After a few minutes of walking, we reach the waterfall. A large, shimmering lake ringed by lily pads rests at the bottom of it. A cliff face of the waterfall also has a path of rocks lined along it, providing easy access to the other side of the water. The water is so clear I can see the bottom. Whoa, it's huge! That water looks so sparkly, I want to jump right in. You get excited over the simplest things, don't you? There might be dangerous animals or bacteria in the water if you jump into it. You'll probably get eaten alive. Boo! Always ruin my fun. Luoji chuckles at her reaction. I take a closer look at the lake. I can hear the sound of birds singing, but there doesn't seem to be any other animals around. These rocks could serve as perfect seats. Dolly, come over here. I'm gonna explore for a bit. I'll be back soon. We'll be waiting here. Don't go too far, okay? I know, don't worry. I skip over to the right side of the waterfall, trying to see what might be behind the stream of water. To my surprise, there seems to be a hidden cave. From the corner of my eye, I notice a shadow moving in the bushes. It moves so fast that my eyes can't make out what it is. It doesn't help that I was not paying attention. Whatever it is, I'm pretty sure it just went into the cave. I look towards the entrance and notice another patch of rocks leading inside. Curiosity gets the best of me, compelling me to take a look. Carefully, I make my way across the rocks. After I manage to get behind the waterfall, I peer around the cave. I can't see anything in the darkness. The sound of falling water echoes behind me. I wish I had my phone with me so I could use this flashlight. What could be back there? I know I saw something head in a moment ago, but I can't see anything. Is it just my imagination? I try to shout, but the sound of crashing water overpowers my voice. As I walk deeper into the cave, I try again. Hello? Is anybody there? I call out a third time, but I can only hear the echo of my voice. I hear footsteps behind me. Surprised, I turn around. A shadow stands in the entrance. Who's there? I can tell from this person's build he's a man, but due to the darkness I can't make out his facial features. Who are you? Shout again, but this time louder. Who are you? Stop yelling, I'm not that. The man suddenly starts walking towards me. Surprised by his movements, I step back. I slip on the wet, uneven surface and fall flat onto the ground. Ugh. Ow. My hand reaches out to me and I'm surprised by the man's kindness. Light suddenly filters through the waterfall and I can see his face. Are you hurt? No, I'm okay. I take his hand and pull myself up. He gazes at me with his narrow violet eyes, but I'm more drawn to the long crimson hair he has tied in a loose braid. The man's delicate facial features contrast with his muscular torso and wide shoulders. He's wearing odd, traditional clothing, and in particular, the collar around his neck raises a lot of questions. I've never encountered anyone like him in the village. You're disturbing my peace with your shouting. That was so blunt and rude. He doesn't answer me. I'm guessing you're one of the tourists. Tourists? Mrs. Me, I'm a student? How did you discover this cave? Are you lost? I wanted to follow the path outside and never come back to this private property. Wait, who are you? And what are you doing here? How did you know about the tourists? Don't ask so many questions at once. Don't just cut me off. Answer me. Never mind that. Go back to your group already. But... The man roughly grabs me by the wrist and pulls me back to the cave entrance. Hey! Stay away from this place. The man effortlessly pushes me out of the cave. I turn around and complain, but he's already gone. He disappeared as mysteriously as he appeared. What a rude guy. It's not like he owns the cave or anything. That reminds me of how I treated the first-year kid. At least I gave him a chance to explain. This person was just... If no one was allowed to go in there, then what about the crimson-haired man? He seems to know about the tourists, too. After letting out a heavy sigh, I hop back across the rocks to Ryoji and Ikia. Hey Golly, back already? Did you find anything interesting? Nope. Met a weird guy, but he doesn't seem worth mentioning to Ikia or Ryoji. Maybe demons don't live here after all. Please, Ikia, have you given up already? Of course a demon won't show itself so easily. You should keep looking around. Nuh-uh, I'm tired. Let's go back to the group before Mr. Blanchett notices we're gone. Did Mr. Blanchett ever talk about this forest during history class? I can't remember. That's because you're always asleep during history class. It's not true, I pay attention. Sometimes. My friends chuckle. It's been a long day and my feet hurt from all the walking. I'm still curious about what the secrets the forest has. That crimson-haired guy in particular bothers me. He wasn't dressed like a tour guide, not that I've heard about any tours in the forest. Digging into it makes me more confused. Perhaps I should stop here. Like you said, it's none of my business, and there is no use fretting over it. Even as one mystery fades, however, another appears. The abandoned house from yesterday pops into my mind. I did plan on going there again, and it does not seem to be raining right now. I glance at the time. It reads 8 p.m. It's already dark outside. My feet still hurt, but the house isn't that far. I grab my jacket once I decide to go. The streets are completely empty, making the village seem like it's been abandoned. Everyone must already be home from work or school. A few minutes later, I reached the old house. It looks exactly the same as last time, even though it did not rain today. It's still surrounded by that eerie mist. The previous owner must have been very rich to afford the construction of this mansion, especially with all its fine details. It shouldn't be a problem if I look around. The house looks larger and older now that I'm close. I inspect the big chains locking the door. They're not old and rusty like I expected. They seem like they were put on there recently. Perhaps the residence has a new owner. Suddenly I hear a sigh from behind me, quickly turn to locate the source of the sound. There's someone sitting on the edge of the fountain. He blends in so well with the dreary mist that I had not noticed him when I first entered. I slowly approach the man. Up close, I notice he looks near my age. He most likely from the same school as me, but I'd never seen him before. His uniform design is not one I recognize. Perhaps he's part of the elite class like Ikiya's brother. Each elite student wears a custom-designed uniform, making it difficult to be certain they even attend our school. To complement their unique uniforms, elite class also has special rules, but I never bothered looking into them. Its members hardly appear at school, so only a few of us have ever seen their faces. Needless to say, there are many rumors about the class. According to Ikiya, you need to have very high grades to qualify, but there might be more to it than that. Many students envy their status. Hello? The guy flinches and looks at me, startled. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, I do not mind. My apologies for not noticing you earlier. May I sit here? Be my guest. Could he be the shadow I saw yesterday? Do you come here often? It sounds like a cheesy pickup line, but I don't know what else to say. I do. This place has an interesting atmosphere. He looks away from me, the warm copper of his gaze thoughtful. Something about him feels off. I'm not sure. But is he sad? I can't really read his expression. What about you? Well, can't tell him that I saw something strange the other night and came to investigate. I'd sound weird. I never really noticed how interesting this place was before, so I thought I'd come take a closer look. At this hour? I like going for walks at night. Likewise. The man's expression clears up, and he smiles. Would you like to go for a walk with me, then? Sure. It's odd that someone would offer to go for a walk with a person they've just met. He does seem friendly and polite, though. He stands up, and we follow a path through the garden. Unlike the rest of the garden, this path is not covered with weeds. The ground is even and well-trod. As we walk, he points out the statues, hidden away by unusual shrubs and flowers I've not seen before. He does it so naturally, it's as if he owns the place. The moonlight and starry sky illuminate the view, which makes it even more beautiful. I never expected to find beauty in an abandoned place like this. The man smiles mysteriously at my comment. You seem to know a lot about this mansion. I would be happy to answer any questions you have. You know who put the chains on the doors? His eyes swivel away from mine again. The man hesitates to speak. I seem to have found my answer. I do not know about it. I guess he doesn't want to say. He looks flustered. Maybe I shouldn't push any further right now. It's getting late. I should go home. Have a good night. As I head back to the front yard, I realize that I've not asked the man's name. I turn back and try to find him, but he's already gone. weekend finally arrives. In the morning, I make myself breakfast and sit on the couch. While chewing on some toast, I open the newspaper. I don't have any real leads for the disappearances yet, but I have to catch up with the news. It's full of the usual advertisements, but now it actually has decent news articles. I browse through, hoping to find something interesting. My eyes stop at a page with numerous sketches. The reports of missing persons are increasing, and in just a few days it has reached the point where police can no longer suppress the public outcry. I study their profiles and try to find a commonality, but there does not seem to be one. Age, gender, appearance, occupation, address, no, nothing adds up. This is going nowhere. I recognize some of these people, but I don't think they knew each other. And again, if it was that easy, the cops would have solved the case already. I doubt people disappear without a trace. They must have gone into hiding or were kidnapped. The thought of someone I know suddenly disappearing is scary. These crimes, or whatever they are, have to stop at some point. How long can this go on? I flip a page and find an article about attempted homicide. A local reported that she heard a distress scream late at night. According to her, the attacker ran off when she reached the scene. She also stated she managed to take a picture. When she noticed the victim was still alive, she called emergency services and waited for the ambulance to arrive. Witness: I can't believe someone did such an inhumane thing. It's unforgivable. Further details on the case are below. Attached to the article is a blurry photo the witness took of the suspect with her cell phone. Nothing about their appearance is distinguishable, and it will be difficult to identify them. The description says the victim has been missing for a week before the incident took place. I put the newspaper aside and sip my tea. News really spread quickly in the village, no matter how grisly it is. Rumors pop up just as quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if people are already talking about who the attacker might be. While distasteful, those same rumors become trails that lead back to the criminals, allowing the crimes to be resolved just as quickly. I want to help track these people down, but I'm not sure I'd make a difference. For now, I should keep an eye out for anything suspicious. Absent-mindedly eat the rest of my breakfast. I should take a walk to clear my mind. Going to the park sounds like a good idea. I look up at the bright blue sky. Gentle winds blow the puffy clouds about. As I walk down the road, an advertisement on a building catches my attention. Wanted, exorcist. Exorcists? Do ghosts even exist? Announcement. Recently there has been sightings of ghosts within the village. We are looking for exorcists to deal with them. Seriously, I don't think anything remotely supernatural has ever happened here, and now people are supposedly seeing apparitions? Sightings of ghosts? Sure. The park is practically empty despite it being the middle of the afternoon. There's only one other person, a boy, on the entire block. He seems to have noticed me too, but I don't pay further attention to him. I sit on a nearby bench and close my eyes, enjoying the silence. Weird things are happening in this village. It's interesting, but a bit concerning too. I hope Leoji and Ikia will be safe. This is my day off. I didn't come here to find new things to worry about. Wind blows gently on my cheeks and I enjoy the warm sunlight on my skin. I clear my mind of all thoughts and focus on my breathing. They say this technique helps to relieve stress. A moment later, a figure blocks the sunlight. I open my eyes and notice a silver-haired boy standing in front of me. Excuse me, miss? Yes? Can you tell me where the haunted house is? Haunted house? I've never heard of one around here. I'm sure it's supposed to be nearby, but I can't find it. Oh, sorry. I recall the advertisement from earlier. Only exorcists or horror junkies would actively seek haunted houses. He looks too young to get a job, but the alternative seems to be more unlikely, given his innocent demeanor. Why are you searching for it? Are you an exorcist? The boy looks confused, blinking innocently. No, do exorcists normally live around here? I don't know, I just saw an advertisement looking for applicants. The boy purses his lips, his expression flustered. Is something wrong? I must find the haunted house. Before I can say anything, the boy runs away. I wonder what that was about. I pull a booklet out from my pocket and start to read. It's a romance novel that I borrowed from Ikea. Even though the genre is not my cup of tea, she insisted that I would enjoy it. I expected it to be something cheesy from the start, but so far nothing romantic has happened. The story feels more like a slice-of-life piece. Perhaps that's why Ikea recommended it. Suddenly, the sky becomes cloudy. It's going to rain already? Time to go home then. As I'm leaving the park, I notice the boy from earlier lying on the ground, his face against the dirt. Did he collapse? I quickly go to him and kneel down. Hey, are you okay? What happened? I don't have much time. What do you mean? The boy passes out before he can reply. Hey, don't pass out here! What should I do? I panic as I look around, but nobody else is in the park. I have no way of placing an emergency call. Thankfully, he doesn't look that bad. I have no choice. I can't leave him here when it's about to rain. The clouds become darker with every passing minute. When I look up, I feel cold raindrops on my face. I manage to carry the boy to a dry spot under a tree before the rain starts pouring down. I am surprised by how easy it is. He weighs less than you'd assume by looking at him. Why did he faint? Does he have some sort of illness? Maybe I should take him to a hospital. Well, it'll have to wait until the rain stops. I don't want to risk him getting any sicker. The rain creates a curtain around the tree, and a few drops sneaking between the leaves land on us. What an unlucky day. I bow my head and look at the boy. Aw, he has such an adorable baby face. How old could he be? I bet he was way younger than me. His hair looks soft. I want to touch it. Just then, the boy slowly opens his eyes. Are you okay? The boy mumbles something before closing his eyes again. Hey! Worried, I gently shake his shoulder to wake him up. He immediately opens his eyes and crawls away from me. Sorry, I thought... Oh, it's you. Right. Rubbing the back of his neck, he looks away embarrassed. He's an odd one, but it's kind of cute. It's okay. Do you feel better? Yes, I'm fine. The boy fixes his scarf and pats down his hair. He screams reassuredly at me. The boy looks up at the gray sky, surprised by what he sees. It's raining. I could have sworn it was sunny earlier. The downpour started right after you passed out. Oh, right. Thanks for taking care of me. He turns toward me and gives me a warm smile. Let's wait here until it stops raining. Are you really okay? I got worried when I saw you on the ground. I thought something might have happened to you. Oh. It's not a big deal. I'm just a little tired. It's nothing to worry about. Passing out from exhaustion is very serious. We should get you to a doctor. No. I feel a lot better now. He shakes his head and wildly waves around his arms as if to prove that he's okay. I raise a brow and suspect he's afraid of doctors. Even so, I can't force him to go anywhere. What's your name? Sachiro. Nice to meet you, Sachiro. You can call me Dolly. You mentioned the haunted house before. Can you tell me more about it? It's just a regular place, but people say it's haunted for some reason. Wouldn't you normally try to stay away from a place like that? The It's just, I've lost something important there. Which means you've been there before. Yeah, but I don't remember much. Can you tell me what you lost? Just something important to me. Sachiro? Yes? Before you passed out, you said something like, I don't have much time. What do you mean? I did? Yeah. Sachiro scratches his head. I just need to find my something quickly. I see. We sit side by side and watch the rain. I glance over at the boy. I don't know what happened, but he looks less pale than before. He seems to be enjoying the sight before us. Before long, the weather clears up and the rain slowly stops. I hope you can take care of yourself. I'm going home. I will. Perhaps I can help you look for your haunted house later. That would be really nice of you. I come here a lot if you do ever want to meet up. Ah! No! Stretch break. So, my theory so far is that this guy lost some sort of soul stone or something, and he has to get it back or he's going to die, and we're supposed to help him. The guy in the forest is probably the demon everybody was talking about. And the guy at the mansion is probably haunting it. That's my theory so far. Okay, maybe I'll see you later then. See you! I look at the pile of books on my desk. There's still plenty of homework to do, and whether I like it or not, I have to finish it. This is getting difficult. Perhaps I should pay attention to Mr. Blanchette's classes. The last few days have been hectic with all the strangers I've run into, but I'm glad I made a few new friends. How can I work like this? I try to focus on the textbook, but my mind keeps wandering. The man by the old house, the guy in the cave, and Sachiro from the park. Even though I only spoke with them for a short time, they've piqued my curiosity. I give up. I want to find out what's going on with the village. I wonder what Ryoji's up to. Maybe I should call him. I dial his number, but the call goes to voicemail. I guess he's still busy with his after-school activities. I could call Ikuya and tell her what happened, but I only get her worked up, so I brush the idea aside. throw myself on my bed and close my eyes. Oh, this feels a lot better. A moment later, I hear knocking on my window. Annoyed, I get up and check the source of the noise. I find myself being waved at. What? Let me in. Who the hell are you and what are you doing up here? Hurry! Get down first! Just let me in. What's wrong with this guy? He scaled my house! Seriously, how can a stranger expect me to let him into my room through the window? He must be the worst burglar ever. I'm not stupid enough to fall for such an obvious trap. I ignore him and lay back down on my bed. It's common sense to not let strangers into your house. Knocking stops for a moment and seems like he's finally given up. Silently, I go back to my bed. I can't help but worry about what happened with the guy cleaning this side of my house. Maybe I should check on him and get a ladder or something. I lean out of my living room window and look up. Strange, I can see the window to my room, but there's no one outside. I shrug and turn back, going to my room. I'm shocked by the sight of a man laying on my bed. Oh my! How? You... What? How did you get in here? Are you a burglar? I'll call the police. I frantically search for my phone. Within a second, the man has me by the wrists and pins me against the wall. Wait, it's a misunderstanding. Ah! I desperately squirm around, trying to break his hold on me. The stranger lowers his head to look me in the eyes. Calm down and let me explain. Let me go, you creep, as if I'm going to listen to anything you say. I prepare to kick him, but he releases me and backs away. How did you get into my house? There was an open window in another room. I have to be more careful. Can I stay here? His sudden request makes me speechless. What? That came out of nowhere. Are you joking? I'm serious. His expression changes instantly, earnest and almost somber. I've never met anyone who switches moods this quickly. No way, I don't even know you, and you attacked me. Maybe not, but I know you. And anyway, I wasn't trying to hurt you. He sighs and shakes his head. I don't remember meeting this guy. Wait, could it be? No, never mind. Get out of my room, you creepy stalker. I've been devoted to stalker now. Either way, you're a pervert. A burglar, a stalker, and a pervert. That really stings, you know. I grab the closest thing to me, a book, and I hurl it at him. Get out of here, go away! Wait, I wasn't finished. Get out now! He dodges my next projectile before slinking towards the window. Calm down, no need to get aggressive. First you broke into my house and then you assaulted me. Now you ask me if you can stay here? The answer is obvious. There's nothing wrong with asking, right? What the... The man lets out a heavy sigh. Fine, if you don't want me to stay, then... He gives me a side glance before jumping out the window. Oh my lord! I didn't say you had to jump out! I rush to the window only to find the weirdo smirking at me from the ground. Aw, you do care about me. You... jerk! Don't you dare come back here again! Who knows what the future holds? We'll see you later. My eyes follow the figure as he walks toward the street and out of sight. I'm relieved that he didn't steal anything, though. My heart's still racing from shock. It's the first time I've met such an oddball. These days are getting weirder and weirder. He didn't seem all that dangerous, though. He left easily enough to... Wait a second, something's off. Why go through such lengths just to ask me if he could stay here? I know it's easy to climb the landing, but this is just odd. I wonder what his intentions were. I shake my head and sigh. More questions bubble up as I think. Calm down, Dolly. You shouldn't dwell on this. The weekend passes quickly and I'm back on school on Monday. My mind is filled with flashbacks from the past few days. I met a suspicious florist dweller, a mysterious gentleman, and a frail younger boy. Not to mention that weirdo who snuck into my house. I can't help but find it such odd, suspicious people interesting. Whew! Ikia says. Ah! Ikia! I called out to you a few times, silly. Were you asleep? Sorry, I didn't hear you. You should try to stay awake during class. But the lectures are boring. Mr. Blanchett is so repetitive. Oh, really? He explained some useful things this time. Like what? Nope, you should have been listening. Anyway, do you have any plans for the day? Well, I'm thinking about scoping out a mansion. Ooh, tell me more. You know the road to the library? Of course, what about it? There's a creepy old mansion in that neighborhood. It never struck me before, but don't you think it's strange that it's been abandoned for so long? Nobody thought of revamping or demolishing it, even though it's empty? That's a good point. I've heard a few rumors about the place before, but haven't looked into them much. It was only because of that shadow I saw that it really intrigued me. That old mansion is part of the many legends of this village. All I know is that it used to belong to Kenrichi family. I don't even think anyone owns it right now. I could have sworn I heard something else during history class. Suddenly interested in history? I probably shouldn't involve Ikia further in this. I know she hates haunted places, and given the atmosphere, she wouldn't enjoy it very much. Did you hear about that murder the teachers are gossiping about? They say the suspect is likely someone who moved to the village not too long ago. They didn't say why, though. I think they're wrong, though. Everyone always uses new residents as scapegoats. Don't you think that's too unfair? I don't think so. It narrowed down the possibilities of suspects. Hi, Ryoji. It makes sense because no one knows newcomers very well. They're naturally the most suspicious for now. We are a small community, so that's easy to tell when and why things change. You can't see what lies below the surface. Ryoji's method does narrow down possible suspects, but I don't agree with using new residents as scapegoats. I'm helping my dad with this case. He asked me to collect a list of people who moved into the village within the last 6 months. If anyone comes to mind, let me know. It would really help us out. I don't really agree with your method, but I'll let you know if I think of anyone. Thanks for the help. Dolly, you can stay over at my place while they investigate. You live alone, right? You should seriously think about it. I'm fine. Thanks for the offer, though. Oh my god, the music is so bad.
高級じゃない子供のわけでもなくて全ての隠し事よ叫びじゃない
Nobody told me. Nobody's here. I'm streaming to nobody.
それだけが足りないさ遊び道も遊ぶものか落ちたいだろう滲んでゆくの食われる筆火が騎士になる今日を呼ぶさこれは戦争だ怖がりのない君わからない登ったら落ちるの空が割れたその声からどうしようとしても 真実のドアは君が開けた残酷な運命にただの秘密ならいやシンデレラもなんかじゃない心が奪われた
I stare at the ceiling while laying on the couch. Oop, that is OBS, not the game. I think about what Ikea and Ryoji said earlier. Someone not from the village, just in these past few days. I've met 4 faces I've never seen before. Any of them could have moved around the same time those disappearances started. It's possible that one of them is involved. Against my better judgment, I can't help but want to investigate them further on my own. The excitement is overwhelming. Who should I investigate first? Is this where I choose my route? Oh dear. Who do we choose? What do we want to go with first? Let's go with the gentleman. And hope that it's not some really fucked up shit. Wait, why did he pop into my mind? He had a faint presence, but I try to remember his appearance. Oh, we're trying to guess who the killer is. Yeah, we're gonna question him again. Mysterious guy from the old house comes to mind. He was acting odd when I met him, especially when I asked about the mansion. Judging by his uniform, he probably goes to my school. The design looked like it might have been from the elite class. He may be a recent transfer, too. Well, I probably shouldn't jump to any conclusions. I stare at the pile of textbooks on the coffee table, but I don't feel like studying right now. The holidays start next week. I'll just procrastinate until then. While I lie down on the couch, my mind wanders to the old mansion. I want to meet that person again. I look outside and see dark clouds gathering in the sky. It'll probably rain soon, so I put on my jacket and take the umbrella before walking to the mansion. Chapter 1. Visits. I find the man from before sitting in the same spot as last time. I approached him with a casual wave. Good evening. He turns around surprised, just as jumpy as the first time we met. Ah, you're the girl from yesterday. You must enjoy scaring people. You should pay more attention to your surroundings. Out for a walk again? Yeah, something like that. May I ask why you seem so interested in this place? It's the only mansion in the village. If I could, I would love to explore inside. Ah, sorry, I didn't mean to imply I'd break in or anything. Anyway. I forgot to ask last time, but what's your name? Ah, how rude of me not to introduce myself. My name is Jinoru. Kenriji. Please call me Jinoru, or Ju for short, if you prefer. Oh, I'm Dolly. A slow smile spreads across Jinoru's face as he watches me. I feel a little self-conscious, but I'm glad he's no longer gloomy. Suddenly I feel something drip onto my nose, and I look up and realize it's raining. I'm glad I thought to bring my umbrella. If you don't want to get soaked, we can share my umbrella. Thank you. I hold the umbrella out for us, nearly clip the side of Jinoru's head before he ducks under it. He's so tall I struggled to fit both of us under the canopy. Noticing my struggle, he reaches out and holds the umbrella for me. I blink at the odd sensation of both of us holding it at the same time. but his grip is firm and gentle. It seems natural to retract my hand and let him hold it. He's standing so close and we've only just met. Nice weather today, huh? You must have known it was going to rain, yet here you are. You must be one of those rare people who enjoy being out in all the elements. I can't say I was just joking now, can I? The wind grows stronger, blowing raindrops against my leggings. Shall we take shelter? Inside the mansion, but there are chains on the door. Minoru's eyes gleam with a hint of mischief as he follows my gaze. There's no need to worry. I will take responsibility for everything. He'll take responsibility for what? Breaking into a locked mansion? I take his word. Okay then. I should still be careful though. This guy's a stranger. Please follow me. Minoru guides me towards the garden. We don't get very far before he suddenly stops and turns to face the wall. He presses a single brick in and a secret entrance slowly reveals itself. Whoa, how did that? It's like a hidden passage straight from a book. Minoru chuckles at my reaction. It's rather dark in there, so please stay close. As we step into the main room, my eyes are immediately drawn to the vibrant paintings on the walls. This place feels less haunted now that we're inside. I take my slightly wet jacket off and keep it with me. This is the living room. Minoru walks ahead of me, gesturing grandly to the surroundings. Once again, I feel like he is a host guiding me through his property. Do you mind if I take a closer look at the art? By all means. I step closer to the paintings. They are filled with scenes of beautiful ladies and gentlemen dressed in elaborate gowns and suits from a time long past. I wonder why such expensive-looking artwork has been left hanging on the walls of an abandoned residence. I examine each illustration carefully until I stop at the portrait of a child. He looks cute and somehow familiar. It's warmer upstairs, shall we? Oh, okay. Our footsteps echo across the spacious room as we walk upstairs. I can't help but notice the decorative meldings on the walls and abstract patterns so elaborate they almost seem to tell stories. I absent-mindedly bump into Jonoru's back. Oh! Sorry. Are you alright? I realize people often find this place unnerving. I'm fine. Everything has an old but pleasant charm to it. Pleasant? Go on ahead, don't mind me. I can't think of a way to tell Jonoru that my thoughts without coming off as weird. Despite being in an old abandoned mansion, seeing more only makes me curious rather than scared. Where does that room lead to? I walk into an unusually big bathroom after Jonoru opens the door and I catch a glimpse of my reflection in the broken mirror. The sudden glimmer in the dimness startles me into losing my balance, but Jonoru catches me before I fall. I really gotta stop right-clicking. Are you scared of your own reflection? I can only pout, puffing out my cheeks as his teasing before resuming my exploration. The bathtub in the corner looks large enough to fit at least 4 people in it. It's practically a jacuzzi. It's been filled with steaming hot water, almost as if the tap was just been run. This mansion isn't as abandoned as it appears. We should leave. Suddenly, Jonoru grabs my wrist and leads me towards the stairs with no further explanation, leaving me to stare back at the bathroom in confusion. You? That was careless of me. What's he talking about? We just got here and now we're leaving already? You should be on your way. May I ask why? Everything seemed fine a while ago. Because... Noah purses his lips and averts his gaze. I am sorry. There's nothing to apologize for. It has stopped raining. This is a good time for you to leave. What the heck is going on? Alright, maybe we can talk again another time. Have a good night. Noru smiles all apologetically as I leave. The next day night. I look at the pile of homework on my desk and let out a sigh. I have no choice but to go through it. I grab a pencil and plop down in the chair. Let's see, first question. In 1690, the noble Kenjiri family perished in the fire that burned down their mansion. What was the cause of this incident? How am I supposed to know this? I scold myself for not paying enough attention in class and move on to the next question. The Kenjiris were rich and rumored to have valuable heirlooms. Although many thieves targeted their treasure, none were successful. Unfortunately, both the corpses of the family and the heirlooms were lost in the fire. This very day, it's still missing. What is the heirloom? Another difficult question. I should answer the ones I know for now. After finishing up my homework, I stretch my arms. It's only 9:40 p.m. It's too early to sleep. I have so many thoughts on my mind. Perhaps I should write them down. I open the drawer and take out my journal. The last entry was 2 years ago. Right, I went to the Moon Festival with Ikia and Leoji. Fun times. Nowadays, I barely write. Such a waste is this pretty journal. Lately, a lot of things are happening in the village. Writing can clear my mind. Today is August 12th. It is, indeed. In the past week, strange things are happening to the village. People have gone missing. Recently, I met Jinoru at the abandoned villa and decided to investigate him. His family name is rather particular, and I just found out the Kenjiris died in a fire centuries ago. He has that same family name. Is this merely a coincidence? I've never really cared about history, so what little I know about this village, I realize could be useful in this research. I don't know how to link him to the disappearing villagers, although an abandoned mansion would be an ideal place to hide them. It's not like anyone will look for them there. I'm letting my imagination get the best of me. I need to learn more about Jinoru to determine if he's involved in any of these crimes. I must be cautious so that he doesn't suspect me of stalking him. For some reason, he never goes to school even though he wears our uniform. Could he be one of those invisible elite class students? He often goes for walks at night. That gives me opportunities to meet him. These days I feel lonely and he seems available. New connections are hard to make, but things have gone well so far. Another reason I chose him is because I want to know him better. I want to get to know him better. My first impression is that he may be reserved, but he's actually very talkative. He always has a hint of sadness in his gaze. I wonder why. Even though we just met, he's worried about my safety. He claimed that there are demons within the village. It's hard to imagine that supernaturals are involved in disappearances. It's difficult to investigate when I have to think about my own safety. I promised Leoji I'd help him out, but he's been busy over the past few days, so we can't explore together. Ikia is out of the question because she dislikes scary things. I don't want to drag her into this either. These days I carry an umbrella to use as a weapon. No one will see it coming, and likely not be used against me. It's not the best choice of item, but I've been practicing swings and landing hits. In any case, I'll keep the slug for future events. I put down the pen and closed my journal. I didn't write much, but this is only the beginning. I know nothing about Jinoru, and it's useless to make assumptions. I should get some sleep for school tomorrow. I can't wait for the break. Only 4 more days. The loneliness of my alarm brings me out of my slumber. Not now. I reach for the alarm and hit the off button. I'm too tired to get up. My thoughts return to the dream I just had. I was walking through the village to look for someone, but I don't remember who. Gennaro was doing something on the other side of the street, but it was too dark to see what. All I remember is that it was suspicious for him to be out at midnight. After that, I woke up. What time is it actually? The alarm reads 7:10 a.m. It's early, but I should probably get up. I flip through the magazine while I have my breakfast. They published this exact same article last year. Can't they come up with something new? Even the photographs are reused. I'm pretty sure these are from the summer issue. Another story about love at first sight? Wow, it sounds awfully similar to the one from the last volume. What a waste of time and money. I'm unsubscribing. I take the last bite of my sandwich and look at the time. What the? Are you kidding me? Maybe I can still make it if I run. By some miracle, I arrive at school on time. Morning. Good morning, Ikia. I saw you running across the schoolyard. You should go to sleep earlier, you night owl. I always go to bed early. That was not the reason I was late. I just got distracted. Anyway, did I miss anything? No, don't worry. We were only talking about the news. What happened? You're still behind the times, huh? I turn to see Ryoji walking towards us. It's not just the forest anymore. There are rumors about demons being in the village, too. What? My guess is that there are demons within the village as well, so be careful. I just have a bad feeling about it. Please stay safe. I think Gennaro said something along those lines. Since when? I'm not sure. I only heard about it this morning. There was an incident yesterday, though. Gennaro was right after all. You remember the disappearances, right? 10 people have gone missing in the span of 2 weeks. The villagers think a demon is to blame, but the police think a kidnapper or serial killer. The teachers just warned us about it. I hope the case is solved soon. I can't sleep peacefully like this. By 6:20 p.m., I finished my homework and made dinner. The house has been quiet ever since my parents left for their business trip. Although I'm used to being alone, I still miss having people to talk with. My thoughts flashed to Gennaro. We've spoken a lot since the initial meeting. He may be suspicious at times, but I do like him. With nothing left to do at home, I put on my jacket and head towards the Kenjiri mansion. Kenriji mansion. My journey ends a few short minutes, and I begin searching for Gennaro. Much to my disappointment, I don't see him in the front yard. I wait for a bit longer, but he doesn't show up. I can't help but feel let down. Instead, I head to the park and burn some time. Just like in the day, the park is empty and quiet at night. As I walk the path, however, I notice I'm not entirely alone. When the person turns to look at me, I realize it's Gennaro. It's a pleasure to meet you again, Miss Dahlia. When I hear the man's voice, I feel strangely happy. Gennaro! What brings you here today? Well, I was taking a walk. Staying in all night gets boring. Ah, I see. We bump into each other so often lately. It's starting to be more of a surprise when you do not appear. It must be a coincidence. We both like to go walks in a tiny village like this, so... Gennaro smiles wryly and chuckles. Hey, it's the truth. Of course. We walk through the park together and eventually stop and sit at a bench near the path. Now that I think about it, Gennaro might have thought I was creepy if we met at this mansion again. Do you pass through this park often? Rarely, as it happens. I felt like taking a different route today. Gennaro leans forward to rest his elbows on his knees. He asks about my day, but there's nothing much I feel like sharing. Instead, I want to know more about him. Where do you live? Oh, somewhere nearby. How about you? Somewhere nearby, too. What a coincidence. If you don't say anything, I won't either. I just want to get to know you a little better. I would like to know more about you as well. Wait, I asked you first. I'm not giving in this time, Miss Dolly. Why must you always ask about me yet avoid talking about yourself? It's kind of embarrassing. Oh? School is so boring that I fall asleep during class, and my hobbies feel so repetitive I don't really bother with them anymore. The most exciting thing that's happened to me in the past few weeks was exploring that old house with you. Anyway, you avoided telling me where you live earlier, so Alright, I cannot keep up this game. I will tell you whatever you would like to know, so long as it's appropriate. Nothing inappropriate, huh? What kind of girl do you think I am? It was a poor choice of words. Please ask me anything. Janora takes a deep breath. Well, I hope you will not be shocked when I tell you about my residence. The truth is, I live at the old mansion near the library. I stare at him speechlessly. That explains why he often hangs out around there. It's the only place where I can stay. I nod slowly as I wonder how he ended up in an abandoned mansion. At first glance, Jinoru looks like someone from a rich family. Well, I have my chance, I push to ask more. Do you live alone? No, I have an older brother named Roya. What about your parents? They are... Jinoru stares at the ground with empty eyes. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked something so personal. They passed away when I was a child. My past is a long story, but if you're curious, I will tell you about it someday. Thank you. I hope I'm not being too nosy. I don't mind telling you about it. I only worry that I've given you a bad impression of me. Nothing's changed. I'm not someone who judges others based on their status or background. Personality that counts. I'm glad to hear that. Still, I can't help but wonder how he and his brother sleep through the cold nights in such a rundown place. I still have many questions, but they're probably too silly to ask. It's getting late. Yes, you ought to head home. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks, I had a good time. I wish I could walk you home, but there's something urgent I must attend to tonight. Don't worry, I'm fine on my own. Take care on your way back. You too. See you around, Jinoru. I wave at him and walk home. The streets are so quiet I can't even hear crickets chirping. My mind wanders off to the events of the past few days. I can't believe I was ever suspicious of Jinoru. I guess I'm more judgmental than I thought. I don't even know what class he's in. Maybe I should ask Ryoji to check the student registry for me, just to be sure. Oh my god. Well, I can also ask him myself. I'm sure we'll see each other again soon. Ah! Help, help, someone help! I heard a distant, desperate voices, but they'd go silent before I can make out what they were saying, or where they're coming from. Chills run down my spine as I realize that I might be too late. I hurriedly run back home. It's finally Thursday, and there's only one more day left until the break. I fell asleep during chemistry class and nearly forgot about lunch break. Those screams I heard last night made it impossible to sleep. I feel a tap on my shoulder and Ikiya greets me with a cheerful smile. Yo! Ah, Ikiya. No greeting for me? Likewise. You have a mouth of your own, you know. Geez, Dolly, you could stand to become more polite. Maybe you should take your own advice, Ryoji. Wait, are you on her side? Ikia teasingly pokes Ryoji's cheeks. Obviously, you're the one who started it. What even? Huh. You two sure get along. Oh, it only looks that way. Don't mind me, please go on. You're part of this group too. Aw, you're so sweet, Ikia. Guys, lighten up, Ryoji. Join us. I motion for him to join, and Ikia and I in a group hug, but he freezes. His only reaction is an awkward smile. Hey, you finally smiled! Ikia suddenly pulls Ryoji backwards, and the two of us force him into a tight hug. Here we go. This is how it should be. Oh, Lord. Too cute. I'm thankful my friends are here to offer me distraction from my worries. Right after class ends, Mr. Blanchett enters the room and with a serious expression. Attention class, we have an announcement from the police. 2 more people disappeared last night. Citizens should avoid going outside after... Where's the log? Two more people disappeared last night. Citizens should avoid going outside after dark until the cause of these disappearances have been determined. How do I go back? Oh, that is not what I wanted. There we go. Based on current evidence, the disappearances tend to occur after 9 p.m. In likelihood that a criminal is at work, please use caution and lock your doors and windows at night. The teacher sternly looks at each of us. Such a string of disappearances has never happened in this area before. Are such measures really going to help? Wait, now that I think about it, those screams I heard last night. There's no way! Something might have happened right by me, but I couldn't do anything. After the announcement, we are dismissed. The break is almost here. While I'm happy to be away from school, I'm also going to miss seeing Ikia and Ryoji every day. Ikia is planning on vacationing in the countryside with her family. Funny, considering this village is already the definition of countryside. Ryoji will probably help his dad with the investigation. They're both going to be busy. I already feel bored at the thought of spending the break alone. It also appears that most of my classmates are going somewhere. Given the recent disappearances, I can't really blame them. I wonder what Gennaro will be doing. I shake my head for some reason. I keep thinking about him. I look at the clock and it reads 8:30 p.m. Our teacher told us not to go outside after 9. It shouldn't be a problem if I only paid Gennaro a quick visit. Perhaps I should pass the warning on to him as well. I grab my jacket and head for the Kenjiri mansion. Kenriji. Hey, Gennaro! The man turns and greets me. Oh, Miss Dahlia, I thought you would be staying home today. Why is that? People have been disappearing. It would not be wise to walk around town alone, especially after 9 p.m. Have you not seen the news? It's not 9 yet. The disappearances supposedly only happen after that time. It would not hurt to be more careful, all the same. Yeah, but I wanted to see you. After a moment of silence, Gennaro chimes in with something unexpected. I think I will begin investigating the demon rumors soon. What, are you joking? Why would you do that? No, I'm not. I want to stop the disappearances. I reply with, Can I join you? I thought you were scared. No, I'm not. Be that as it may, you cannot come with me. It would be too dangerous. Going alone is even more dangerous. Let me help or don't go at all. You can count on me. Gennaro raises his head and presents a confident smile. This guy is way too lanky to fight, though. I apologize. I must already be on my way. I should hurry before the demon makes its move. Have a good night. Please be careful on your way home. I want to stop him, but he's already made his decision. Jinoru tries to reassure me with a light pat on the shoulder before briskly walks into the darkness of the streets. How does he even know where to look? Maybe I should follow him. I trail him carefully, making sure there's enough distance between us to keep from being noticed. Suddenly, Jinoru takes a turn. By the time I turn the corner as well, Jinoru has disappeared, and only a dead end stands in front of me. There's no other alleyways or streets he could have taken. What? I'm sure he went this way. How could he possibly? Realizing I had not intended on being outside so long, I peer at my phone. It's already past 9. I'll have to ask him about it next time. Time to go home. Along the way, I get the feeling I'm being followed. I don't think much of it until I recall the rumors. Dang it, this is seriously starting to scare me. I notice a shadow being cast from behind the corner of a building, but I don't dare turn around. The presence looms terribly close to me, but nothing ever happens. I let out a sigh of relief when I finally reach home. On a whim, I pull back the curtain and glance out the window. I nearly choke when a shadowy figure dashes away. Going out tonight was a stupid risk. I won't do that again. I wonder what Jinoru is doing right now. I can't believe he actually went looking for the demon. Things are getting weirder by the day. I hope he'll be okay. 2 more people have already disappeared, and he still insists on being so mysterious. I want to confront him, but that would be too forward. I should check on him tomorrow and make sure he's alright. And let us save. So it was the route. We're gonna go ahead and go back to the main screen here. There we go. That. So I'd like to thank you guys for coming out and keeping me company while I played. We're gonna end it here, and I'm going to go get something to eat. There is a chat. Hello and welcome in. I didn't see any of the chats. I only just got the chat from Ripley. Welcome in. Hi, Lex. You like the new look? I was just getting ready to end stream because I got tired of the game, but I can sit and chat for a little while if you want to. True. I'm a sucker for all things Goth and Nebula too. I will, and thank you for dropping by. It's always nice to have a friendly face in the chat. True, we totally can. Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for coming out, and I'm gonna go find some food, and have a wonderful day. As always, remember that I believe in you, and as long as somebody believes in you, you can do anything. So, let's get out there and do anything. Okay, Petals, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye!